For the longest time, we all kind of had this unspoken agreement about AI. We figured, sure, let the machines handle all the number crunching and the logic, but creativity, that was ours. That was the one human space they could never touch. Well, it turns out mathematician and social entrepreneur Po-Shen Loh thought the exact same thing. And then something happened that made him question everything.
Yeah, right after ChatGPT first exploded onto the scene, this was Po-Shen Loh's big message. He was going all over the country telling audiences, hey, we gotta double down on creativity. He saw it as our last stand, the one thing that would always keep us special. And it was a pretty comforting idea, right?
And then he stopped saying it. Just like that. That simple sentence represents a massive, fundamental shift in his thinking. So what on earth could be powerful enough to make a world-class mathematician completely flip his entire perspective on what it means to be human in the age of AI? Well, let's get into it.
Okay, so the event that completely shattered this belief, it wasn't some minor software update. No, this was a direct hit. It happened in one of the most elite arenas for pure human creativity, the International Math Olympiad.
4 out of 6. Now, you have to understand, these aren't your typical textbook problems. These are 6 of the most ridiculously original, mind-bending math problems on the planet, and Google's AI just casually solved 4 of them. To put that in perspective, that's more than Loh himself can do. In that one moment, the idea that AI couldn't be creative wasn't just a little bit wrong, it was spectacularly, undeniably wrong.
So that leaves us with a really big question, right? If creativity is no longer our exclusive superpower, then what is? Well, Loh has a new theory, a deeper one. He says the one thing that's truly, uniquely human is that we actually care about each other. We have a fundamental, built-in desire for our species to survive and thrive. And AI? It doesn't have that. It doesn't feel that.
And this brings us to what Loh sees as the real danger AI poses, especially for education. It's not that the AI is too smart. The problem is that if we misuse it, it can actually make us less smart. It becomes a hidden tax on our own thinking.
Loh puts it perfectly with this simple question. Seriously, if you're a student, why are you writing that paper? It's not to produce some document for a client. The entire point of the exercise is the exercise itself. It's a workout for your brain.
And this analogy just nails it. Asking AI to write your essay is exactly like deciding to drive your car for your daily 1-mile run. I mean, sure, you covered the distance, but did you get any exercise? Of course not. You're just a passenger. In the same way, when you outsource your thinking, you're building zero mental muscle.
So what does build that mental fitness? It all comes back to these fundamentals. Think about it. AI is a large language model, so our own ability to master language, reading, writing, communicating clearly, using logic, suddenly becomes more important than ever. These aren't just school subjects anymore. They're the weights we use to strengthen our minds.
All right, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now let's get to the good part, the solution. What is our new advantage? If AI can do all the technical stuff, what makes a human being valuable?
This, right here, is the new currency in the human economy. In a world where an AI can do basically any task, your value isn't just what you can do. It's who you are. The ability to be a genuinely good partner, someone who wants to help others win, that's what makes people want to team up with you. That's irreplaceable.
So how does Loh actually find people like this? Well, his interview process is fascinating. It's not about what you know, it's about how you think. He gives you a problem he knows you've never seen before, waits for you to get stuck, and then gives you a little hint. He's not watching to see if you get the right answer, he's watching to see how you synthesize that new piece of information. That's real intelligence in action. Now, having this philosophy is one thing, but Loh is actually building an entire ecosystem designed to cultivate these skills, and he's doing it at a massive scale. This whole thing came from a very personal realization for him. He saw that a life built purely on competition, on constantly trying to one-up everyone else, is often a recipe for feeling empty and depressed. He found that the real, lasting source of joy is actually kind of addictive. It's the feeling you get from delighting other people, from helping them succeed. And this is where his model is just so brilliant. It's a perfect win-win-win. You've got middle schoolers who are learning to think critically from these awesome mentors. Then you have high schoolers who are developing incredible leadership and communication skills by being those mentors. And get this, he brings in professional actors to train them, which makes the whole thing financially sustainable. It's genius.
But the end game here is way bigger than just a cool educational program.
The ultimate goal is to build a massive, trusted network of people who are both kind and clever. A generation of collaborators who are ready to take on the huge, civilization-level challenges that we're all facing.
And that brings everything right back to us, to the individual. Because in a world that is just saturated with information, with everyone trying to sell you something, thinking for yourself is no longer a luxury. It's a basic survival skill.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single thing you read online, every news story, every post, it's all coming from a particular point of view. So how do you break out of that bubble? How do you even begin to see what's really going on?
Well, here's Lau's personal strategy. He purposely sets up his social media feeds to show him completely opposing viewpoints. He's not doing it to argue or to pick a side. He's doing it to understand the core values that are driving each narrative. It's like a mental workout in empathy and critical thinking. And look, he's totally upfront about it. He says, yeah, I have an agenda too. And that's his whole point. Everyone has one. The only way to protect yourself from being manipulated by someone else's agenda is to get really, really good at thinking for yourself.
So how do you come up with your own original ideas? Lau has this fantastic 3-step process. Step 1, generate ideas with total excitement. Go wild, no bad ideas. Step 2, and this is the really hard part, you have to try with all your might to destroy those ideas. Poke holes in them, find every single flaw. 99% of them are going to crumble. But it's that 1% that survives, that's where you find the real gems.
And that's what it all boils down to, isn't it? As AI gets better and better at giving us the answers, the really important question for us humans changes. It's not about what you know, it's about who you are. What is that authentic, unique value that only you can bring to the world? That's the challenge, and honestly, it's the biggest opportunity of our lifetime.